I'm going to talk about the HTML in this video. It's just a demo. But before that, let me first uh, show you how the web pages are created. So, and let's see this diagram. Here we have the at the bottom you see the structure. The structure is being built by the web page structure is built by using HTML. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So hypertext meaning it's linking pages from one page to another page. So that's why they came up with a name called HTML markup language. That's the markup language which browser understands. Uh, so uh, so all the web pages are written in HTML, and to add to style it we use CSS, and to add behavior we use JavaScript. So HTML, if you see the tags, the elements, HTML elements like HTML, head, title, body, div, p, span, a, image. So these are some of the elements which I have written here. But generally, we use a lot of HTML elements to write the structure of the page. I mean, to hold the content, we need the structure, right? So we need to first create this HTML, and the second one is the CSS. The CSS is nothing but cascading style sheets. So I'm not going to go in deep uh, for I mean regarding CSS. There is the next video talks about CSS. So generally it talks about the style sheet, the external style sheet and internal style sheet. So inside the style sheet, we specify we specify the rule set, and the rule set has properties. So there are a lot of properties like color, font, font weight, or font family. So those are the properties that's present within the style sheet. So and the specificity. So we have only we have more selectors, but the basic selectors we use is the element p tag, right? Or the div tag. You can directly specify that selector p and write a property for use the property and style it. So, and if you want to use a specific property to apply to the tags, then you can go for a tag, sorry, for class selector. Class selector, what happens is it you can apply it to many of the HTML tags using class. So that is class selector, and ID selector is nothing but you can use only once, and only once it can be applied within the page. So that's what it is. And inheritance, like you can specify the rule set for the parent element and the child element within that. Say for if you specify a style for a div element, and within the div element you have p tag and span tag, image tag. So when you specify rule for the div tag, say font family is serif, then all the child elements within that div tag, right? P tag, span tag, uh, all this title, header tag. So all this tag will have the serif fonts. So that is basically what CSS is all about. And JavaScript. See, JavaScript generally, to my knowledge, I've just used JavaScript DOM, document object model, more in prototypes. So I've, I've not used it extensively, but to some extent I can understand the JavaScript part, and jQuery. So then and there I've used jQuery. So to be to be very concise, why should a designer learn or know HTML, CSS, JavaScript? See, if any web app or any mobile app nowadays, they use HTML, CSS, and DOM and jQuery. So that is the technical constraint we have as a designer to know what how our designs will be developed. So when talking to the developer, it will be easy for us to understand what is HTML and what is CSS and what is JavaScript. Because nowadays people are using more and more JavaScript frameworks like React, Angular. So and the CSS part also. The CSS part, there are a lot of style sheets framework right now, SAS and less. So we should be able to understand the way the developer thinks, the way the developer talks, the developer language, right? If you want to know, then we need to understand this HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, how it works. The first thing when I started as a web designer, I learned HTML, nothing else, and HTML and Photoshop. That's what I started to learn. Then slowly CSS, and then JavaScript. So that's how I started. So let's go ahead and look at the HTML part. So let's see here. Okay, this is HTML5 actually. Now this markup language, what we have what we are writing, what we are using is HTML5, right? So to tell the browser what is this document type, we should tell the browser that this document type is HTML. Earlier we used to add the version number and the document type, definition type, so that those have been removed from the HTML5. So we just want to tell the browser that this document type is HTML, nothing else. So that's what we have written. That's the first tag here on the top of you. We can see that, and then we have HTML tag. So the HTML tag is the beginning tag, and then inside that HTML we have head tag, and then within head we can add a title and link tag, rel tag, and meta tags, and then we have a body tag. So body tag is the place where you insert all the HTML elements that will be displayed in the browser. So body is very important actually. So we can specify all the tags within body. So whichever the tags that are specified in the body is going to be displayed in the web browser. So this is how we start actually. I have a document type telling that this is HTML, and then trying to tell the HTML, then start with the HTML tag, and then we have a head tag. So head tag will consist of title, meta, and link tag. So generally, what we are trying to do, what we see here is the meta tag here. So meta tag is it's a Unicode, the format of the language we are writing, right? We use letters, symbols within the HTML page. So to specify that, so the World Consortium team, they have come up with the one of the charset character encoding, that is UTF-8. So we are going to use for the web page. It's going to be UTF-8, the cassette, the Unicode format. So that's why we've used here meta cassette as UTF-8. So it's better to tell that browser that we are using this cassette, and this is the Unicode. And if you see here, meta content with the device with initial scale, this is for responsiveness, for responsive for the HTML page to be responsive. We have given the device width and initial scale is 1.0, and name equal to viewport. That is the browser understands the viewport actually. That is where the page is being displayed, right? So that is called as viewport in mobile, and and in the desktop we see the browser, right? The viewport with height we can adjust. We can based on that viewport width and height, we can change the element, and you can reorder the element. So it's if you know more about Bootstrap, you can understand. So these are the this is the basic HTML tags which you need to understand. Now let's see about the tags. So there are two types of tags. One is block level element. I'll just say it as element, HTML element. So block level element and inline elements. So and then we have void elements. Void elements like link. So link doesn't not like link, and one more best example is img, image tag. So these don't have closing tag, so those are called as void elements. That's what they say. So you just need to specify. See here in example, you have link tag, and you have href. I mean the path. The path, it can be an absolute path, the relative path of that file, and then rel is it is a relationship between that. We are telling the browser that relationship is, it's an icon. It's an icon. That's what it's saying. So same way we are, if you see the style sheet, right? I've written it as link href, and I'm saying it as style sheet. So in this relationship between the browser, for the browser to tell that, so this link, I'm linking a style sheet. So that is the relationship. So this is the link tag, and link tag is a void tag. Okay. So whichever tag that does not have a closing tag or void tags. Now again coming here to the body body tag, we have inserted a lot of. If you see, I've inserted a lot of tags here. So uh, let us see what is block level your element and inline element. So block elements are like a div tag, paragraph UL tag. UL is also a block level, and if you see P tag, they are block level. So what happens is there will be a break before and after. There will be some space actually. You have to control it. I mean, you have to say that margin is top and margin bottom is 0. Only then you will not see the space for the block level element. On top and the bottom you have some space, and it will break the content. So whatever you written the content, you can see there within the P element here. And if you want the next content to be placed, you can paste in a different P tag. So it will have a break. So that's why they are called as block level elements. So but if you want an inline element, what you can do is, if you want a content to be inline, then you can go for a span tag. So span tag or inline, img tag or img tag, or I think it's inline. And again bold tag as a bold. I mean those are called as inline elements. So these are the basic HTML tags we need to know. And ahref, I mean sorry, a linking hyperlink tag, link tag, right? A is also a inline tag, inline element. So so the so basically all the elements, I mean all the HTML elements, if you see div, you have a div, then you have an attribute. So class is an attribute, and the container, fluid, hero image is the attribute value. And again P, and again if you see here in the li, so li as a class is an attribute, and nav item is the attribute value, role is a attribute, and presentation is is the attribute value. So these are the things which you need to know to create an HTML page very easily, and you need to understand what are which element are block level elements and inline elements. So this is basically how the HTML structure will be presented here. So I've used CSS, I've used the external style sheet, and I've called those classes inside the classes and ID, and also directly I've given I've specified selectors. So selectors like P, div, span. So I'll show you that in next video. So this is the basic structure of an HTML page. So it will be useful for us to talk to the developer when we work with the developer. So together. So I think this should be useful for you guys. Thank you.